Hi guys, it's Saemi here. I hope all of you guys have been staying happy and healthy. Here in London, restrictions have been gradually lifted and I am certainly enjoying a bit of normalcy in this beautiful city, London. I have previously made a video, what I spend in a week, the lockdown edition, and at the end of the video I told you guys that I would do a follow-up video. So here I am with a newer version of what I spent in a week video. And this time I will be sharing with you what I spent just past week when cafes and restaurants are back open, and I will also share a few tips on how I budget my weekly spending. So let's get started. So last Saturday, as a member of Outdoor Society, I was really excited to go on a long walking trip with my society members. We went to this place called Balcombe and it was absolutely beautiful, so many green pastures, and I got to see lots of sheep. We walked about 11 miles, so at the end of the walk I was pretty exhausted, but it was so refreshing as I was also studying really hard for all my summative essays. So my round trip ticket was $13.65, and as we stopped by a local pub at the end of the walk, I had a bottle of lemonade which was $1.80. So that comes down to $13.65 plus $1.80. The next day, I went to school, and by the time I got to school, I was so exhausted from the day before of the walk. So I absolutely was in need of a bit of caffeine. So I got an iced Americano, which was $2.60.
And then I spent good 4 or 5 hours in the Lincoln's Inn Fields to study.
At the end of the study session, I also wanted to take a little break, so I walked all the way to British Museum area where there is an array of cute little cafes and little bistros. So I stopped by this ramen house. I got a bowl of I forget the name of it, but it was really good. So it was $10.50. So that day what I spent came down to $13.10. The next day I was in need of a few essentials: hand lotion and facial cleansers. I ordered them online, and especially the facial cleanser was on sale, so I decided to go for 2 to lower the delivery cost. The 2 facial cleansers came down to $25.89, and the hand lotion was £9. So that day it comes down to $34.89. Next day, I was basically stuck in my room working on my essays. Literally the past month and a half, starting from the first week of April till the second week of May, I had to write 4 summative essays in total. So it was a month and a half long of struggle with myself, writing and reading and researching. But it was all good. Yeah, and also I didn't spend anything that day, so my net spending comes down to 0. And then the following day, the same thing. I worked all day long just studying and writing on my essay. That evening though, a few of my cohort mates and we decided to take a little break. Some of my cohort mates decided to meet up in this rooftop restaurant slash cafe that I've never been before. The view was amazing. It was so lovely. We absolutely enjoyed this time just breathing a little bit from all the work that we were doing. But it was also the first night out for me since the beginning of 2021. So I spent $5.70 for my drink. The next day, pretty much the same schedule. I was working all day long. I went to M&S to get some groceries. I head over to M&S usually 1 or 2 hours before the closing because, and this might be a really helpful tip for you guys, they have really good yellow sticker deals. So you can get all the bargains from M&S with reduced prices. And to be fair, when I do M&S yellow sticker deals, most of the items that are on the shelves are due that day. They need to be sold by that day. So what I do is that I look for the sign freezable on the cover. Then you can just stick it in the freezer. When you need it, you can take it out and put it straight in the oven or in the microwave, and it's super easy. If they're freezable, I could stock up to a week worth of food. So what I usually can do is that I could eat that as light lunch or dinner, sort it with some other veggies and fruits that I have. So it works out really nicely, and also this way you can reduce your total food spending quite a lot. And especially when you don't have enough time to cook, you're busy studying, going to classes. this is a really great way to save your time as well as your money. Now, in addition to the food budgeting, I also work part-time. So for those of you who are interested in knowing how I finance my study during the school year with part-time jobs, please let me know via comments down below and I will get back to you. Yeah, so that was sort of my week. Let's add up everything that I have spent with the housing cost. I guess another tip that I could share with you is that, especially with transportation, I walk in London most of the times, and it's sort of like my way of getting exercises done. It reduces my transportation costs dramatically. But for those of you who are not quite keen on walking so much, then you could also apply for a student Oyster card, which will reduce to 30% of your total public transportation cost. So that's something that you can also look into. And my final tip is that also enjoy all the perks that you will get as a student, because there are lots of student deals. Some cafes allow you to get student discount. So when you order food, always ask, do you guys do a student discount? And usually student discounts are 5 to 10%. So that adds up quite a bit. And there are lots of websites and student-friendly apps that you can use to get student discounts, such as Uni Days, and also LSE regularly sends out emails that have some good deals for students. So that's something that you can always check out. Okay, I hope you found today's video helpful. I know when I first came to London, it was pretty daunting to think about like how I'm going to budget my spending here, because it is one of the most expensive cities to live in the world. But as I said in the previous video, it is definitely manageable and you will get to enjoy so much in this beautiful city. The city that offers so much to you guys. Okay, so that's it for me today. I hope this video was helpful and see you guys in the next video. Ciao!